Just on behalf of myself and the Bruins organization, we want to send along our condolences to Tom McVie's family. Tom was a part of the Bruins organization for a long time. And everyone that had the chance to meet him, you'll never forget who he was. He was a great man. So, okay.
Joe, Pastrnak had been, I don't want to say carrying the team offensively, but you guys were leaning heavily on him the last few games. How important was it to get some contributions elsewhere today?
It's very important. I don't think you can't rely on one or two players or one line to produce most of your offense. So we need secondary scoring. We need other guys to chip in when they can, and that's important. I mean, that's part of being a team, right? I mean, Pass is always going to get his looks. Sometimes he's going to get shut down at times. Teams are going to tight check him, but he's always going to find his looks. But I think it's just good for our whole mindset of our group that we get some other guys on the scoreboard. They want to produce. They want to help the team. And so I think it's, I don't know if it's a weight off their shoulders. That's not the right word, but it's important for our team moving forward. We have to have balance in our lineup scoring.
Kind of along those lines, that Marchand, Pastrnak, Coyle line seemed like they struggled to get going a little early. What allowed them to break through in the third with a couple big goals?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that early on that, they were working. They were definitely working hard. They were competing. There wasn't a lot getting done. But I think in the third period, you saw playing behind the forecheck, talking about stopping up pucks in the offensive zone. They did a much better job of cycling the puck, hanging on to pucks. That's where Charlie's very effective, obviously, to use his size and his strength. And, obviously they were able to cash in on one for us. So I could see even in Matty's game, as the game started to progress, he was playing better as well, too.
A couple of questions. The first one on Pasta. Do you think he's finding, lack of a better word here, better ice lately to get this kind of production, or is he just shooting from better spots? What's your read on that?
Well, I mean, I think overall he's a shooter, right? So he doesn't need many opportunities, unlike other players that need a few more looks. He doesn't need that. He is finding the right spots on the ice as well. Today, he went to the net on a broken play off an entry on the power play. It was a great entry by the guys. Little broken play there, but I think with David, it's just about, for him, it's about finding his spots on the ice. Him and Pav and Geeks have been playing well together for a while now. I think they found some chemistry, and they seem to know where each other is at certain points in the offensive zone, and that just comes from playing with each other.
And Charlie Coyle had been 10 games without a goal, just a couple assists, not a lot of shots. What have you been telling him along the way here about persevering and looking for better chances?
To shoot more. We tell him that all the time. Charlie, he has a tendency, obviously, to overpass at times, and he's the first one to tell you, we have to remind him to keep putting pucks towards the net. He has a good shot. He has to utilize it more, stop deferring at times. And I think that we've talked about that as a group this year. We want to play off the shot more, and that's a big part of it, right? We want to get 2-for-1s. We want rebound opportunities when they're there. So good on him for at least putting that puck towards the net, and you never know what happens.
Joe, with the Patra line, what exactly was...
with the what?
With the Patra line there, what
Yeah.
exactly was, the expectation in putting those guys together, and what do you feel, the three of them can kind of unlock with one another?
I think with Matty, we were looking for someone to help transport the puck through the neutral zone. And on their goal, he did that. I don't know if you remember it, but he came through the neutral zone with some speed. He held on to it. He kicked it over to Charlie, and Charlie ends up scoring. So somebody to help carry the puck through the neutral zone with some speed and some pace, I think, helps his flanks a lot. That's what we're really looking for. And defensively, Matty was good tonight. He did a good job in his own zone. Charlie does a lot of the face-offs on that line, and he ends up being the low guy at times in our zone. But I like the balance of that line here tonight. Hopefully it's something that they can build off on. We'll see.
A lot of ice time from Mason Lohrei tonight. Was that one of the better games he's played?
I thought it was a good game by Mason. He was more direct tonight. I don't think that he tried plays sometimes that aren't there, forcing the issue at times. So usually the more minutes you play, the better you play during the game.
Joe,
You've played during the game, I should say, the more minutes you get.
Joe, looking at Korpisalo, first game in a while, what did you see from him, especially late on that penalty kill?
Well, he made some huge saves in the third period, especially, like you just said. He kept us in the game there. He has not played in a while, so in fairness to Corby, you're trying to find your timing. You're fighting through pucks, traffic. It's not the same as in practice. You just don't get those kind of looks. So I really credit him for his perseverance here today. He dug in there, especially at the end, kept us in the game, and then allowed us to obviously come back in the third period.
Another goal for Vinny Lettieri today. What's he been doing that's allowed him to come up and kind of make the immediate impact that you guys needed that some other plug-in players kind of haven't been able to do this year?
Well, Vinny's got a little more experience probably than some of the other Providence players. Usually younger guys come up, so he's an experienced player. He's been around a little bit longer. Both his goals are direct plays of just being around the net front. In Ottawa, he got a pass from the back of the net. He was right in the slot. And then today he was just on the inside with a good tip. So, excuse me, to score in this league, you have to be on the inside. And that's what he does. So he's got speed to get inside. He doesn't have size, but he has the speed to get in there, and he's using that effectively.
New line today. What allowed you guys to get going and score a couple big goals in the third?
Well, we just wanted to kind of focus on being solid kind of defensively, making sure we're tightening things up down there. I think that's where we've kind of, when we've had our little downfalls, like that's where we're kind of leaky in our D zone coming back. We want to kind of be a little more stingy and make it hard on teams. Like our first shift, I think they brought it down and they were just kind of throwing pucks back and forth, and like not really going into the middle, and like they have nothing going there, right? So it's like, okay, we're solid there. Like next shift, let's go play it down their end, and you just keep building it. And I don't know if we've had too much the first period or two, but you stick with it and do the right things and play the right way, and the game tends to fall for you. And sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes, I think more times than not, you're making those plays, and the game kind of finds you, and you play the right way and you get the opportunities, and we found them and we capitalized.
Were there things that they were doing in the first two periods that kind of kept you guys from settling in until the third?
Oh, they have a lot of skill over there. They have guys, shifty guys, and I think some players you have to be aware of when they're on the ice and can make the plays, and just very skilled. So you got to be hard on skill. They can make their plays, and it happens. Like it's never a perfect game, but it doesn't have to be. But as long as we're in the right spots, whether we have a breakdown, a guy falls, whatever, we have support there, and guys can put out fires. They made some plays, yeah, but we didn't get discouraged. You just stick with it, and like I said, you kind of go out there and you just focus on playing the right way, and eventually you get your opportunities.
Charlie, what kind of potential did you see in playing with Patra there, and what are some of the things maybe he can do to unlock your game?
I think we can kind of feed off each other.
What was it like after not playing for so long, and did it feel like you eventually got to your game?
Oh yeah, a lot of rust. All those goals were pretty soft, but I think that third period I kind of got there with my game, and the guys took care of the rest.
The save on Graf, was that just desperation there? Is that on the power play?
Yeah, it was just full scramble mode. I know the puck is gonna bounce behind the net, back door, and throw my leg out there, and just battling. And we did a great job after that, scoring the goal and holding on to the lead.
I know you've talked before about when you're in these sort of stretches, you've just got to practice harder on practice days. When you get in after a couple of weeks, what is the adjustment? Is it for pace of play? Is it for shot selection?
Everything. In practice, you kind of know what's coming, right? So in game, it's uncontrollable, and you make those reads and react to it, and it's a little bit different. But like I said, I kind of got there in the end.
What did you think of the overall offensive production for you guys?
Really good. I mean, their goalie played a heck of a game, and we probably could have scored more goals today, and we get the chances. And I think last period we just put those pucks in, and great game by everyone.
Those two great saves you had there in the third period. Did you sense an energy shift after that?
Probably, especially, just by going through the penalty kill and clearing that whole situation. And after that, just scoring that one goal, I think that solidified us there and got some confidence and scored another one and another one. So, yeah, just overall the PK kill was pretty big.
You hadn't played in a while. How do you feel?
Pretty rusty, to be honest. Yeah. Should be better in these games, big points. But like I said before, the guys took care of everything the rest.
The third period, starting with the penalty kill, the way you guys kind of took control of the game and finished in the game that you kind of needed.
Yeah, I mean, we stayed focused. We kept pushing. We got a big kill. We got a huge save from Korpi, and that kept us in the game. And we were determined to win the game.
When you're seeing secondary scoring like you saw from Coyle and from the rest of the group today, does that take pressure off you? How do you kind of look at the need for secondary scoring in the group to have success?
Obviously, it's nice, but it doesn't change anything for me. I just focus on doing my job, and Coyle obviously came big for us today, and tied the game and got the go-ahead goal. So heck of a game, big win for our group. Got a good support from the fans. It was great win. So we have to keep focusing. Every game is important for us. So moving forward, and that's important is to recognize that. So we have to keep going.
David, is it relieving when you see maybe both of those empty net goals go in, given kind of the frustration of the other night?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. We worked on it yesterday. Helped, and you sometimes have to have confidence too to make a play. Sometimes you don't rush it, and so yeah, it's good. It was good to get those, and most importantly, close out the game.
22 goals in the last 4 games for this group. What do you sense in terms of, is this maybe not sustainable at this level, but is this becoming more of a goal-scoring type team, and if so, why?
Us?
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's not our focus. Our main focus was to keep the puck out of the net, clear up on the defensive side, and maybe he went in last couple of games, but still didn't get as many wins as we would like, and so definitely, hopefully we'll keep going, but we have to be better defensively.
David, you were in